So you asked a question, how a Jnani can operate in the world. Okay. I want to give you an idea. So Jnani's worldview is from inside out, whereas common people's worldview is from outside in. For example, we are a body, mind, intellect, and spirit, BMIS. So people see the body and he think that he's a person. Their all interactions are with the person. Right? Suppose I see a person, so that person, the sense perception, the body is available. So from that person, you'll start interacting with. That's the outermost layer of the person, the body. Okay. Inside the deeper than body, mind is there. Deeper than mind, intellect is there, and deeper than that is self is there. So a Jnani, his view is inside out. A common view is from body to inwards. A Jnani's view is from inner to outer. How? The moment a person as the Jnani, as in the Brahma with Brahmavara, Brahmavarishna, Brahmavarishta, as he progresses, he comes to a stage of Padartha Abhavani, which is the Padartha Abhavani is the objects are not there. In the sense, he looks at the objects. Okay. The mind immediately doesn't give a sense of object name and form. For him, a existence appears. It's existence, pure existence, which is own self. No. For him, his body mind complex starts. Recognition is for the existence first, not from recognition from body to body inwards. For him, existence, pure existence, consciousness is what is seen and the form. It's like pure existence consciousness has no form. The no form will start appearing as a form. Like you look at an ocean is vast. Then wave appears.
Look means here from intellect point.
No, I'm speaking of intellect, mind, sense organs and all, right? The first input is the bigger picture, which is existence, pure existence. Next, manifest existence. I'm telling you some steps. They'll happen very rapidly, right? Then idea that there is existence, then the form appears in that sense, in that internal or outer. Okay. So now a Jnani has, by his process of whatever journey of spiritual journey, has destroyed the self-identity. I am the body, I am the mind, I am the intellect, I am husband, I am wife. It is not destruction in sense removed, deleted. Any memory of us has two components, a psychological component and an objective component. So this is bottle is a objective component. This is my bottle is psychological component. Means I am relating to this my. So now for Jnani, the mind has become object. The body, mind, and intellect has become object. Another object, right? So the subject has become object. And this object, subject and object, the subject called body and mind and intellect has become objective for him. So for him, everything is pure objectivity. And the pure objective point is called witness, sakshi. So even the smallest idea is an object for him. There's no subject, there's no me there. So now who is observing the pure, that subtlest idea? A impersonal witness, impersonal. There's no attachment to this or that. Okay. So in that sense, a Jnani operates from inside to outside. Okay. Inside means self to the body. It's like looking at the bigger picture first and looking at the smaller picture next. For example, there's a paper, then there's a painting. Okay. So people look at the painting and painting is beautiful. The paper doesn't come into the picture. For the background doesn't come into picture. So for Jnani, background appears, then the picture appears in that sense. So the background is unmanifest reality. Unmanifest reality. So then manifest reality, then the picture. So it is inside out view of life. So he gets a bigger picture first and the smaller picture next. This all happens very rapidly. Understand? So now when the bigger pictures come, in the bigger picture, Jnani and the other person, they're one. Self only is there. Pure awareness only is there. There's no duality in the bigger picture.
You're saying your BMI object and the other BMI object.
No. Even before I come, first the bigger picture is the background I'm speaking of. The painting is there, there's a background. Background is the white paper. The white paper, I'm giving the background is any interaction, the white paper is the background. In that white paper, equivalent of that is unmanifest reality, pure awareness. Right? So then manifest reality, which is existence and consciousness. So unmanifest reality, there's nobody. In unmanifest reality, nobody is there. In manifest reality, there are separations. Jiva, Jagat, there is different objects are there. Correct? Including his body and mind is object. So that manifest reality, the I am feeling is there. So that I am feeling in the individual and a tree existence feeling. That's all one existence which appears next. Unmanifest to manifest existence appears next. So then a individual it happens. So that's like saying water, ocean, and wave. So first view is water, then ocean, bigger picture, then wave. Ocean represents the manifest reality. Water represents unmanifest reality. So then wave, individual reality. So in that way, top-down approach is there, or rather, inside outside view is there in life. Okay. So that is when you pursue something, this is how it happens. So the bigger picture and smaller picture are pursued together. Unmanifest, manifest, and individual is pursued as a picture. Whereas a person in ignorance will pursue the smaller picture only. He doesn't have the bigger picture. He doesn't have the bigger picture, or he doesn't even go to the bigger picture at all. Bigger picture, right? So in that sense, for Jnani, if somebody talks to him, first level, this thing is nobody is there, because in Parabrahma nobody is there. Then that nobody has taken the form of somebody. Some interactions happening. So Jnani's interactions are based on the pure witness, where his body and mind also has become object. In that sense, he has a pure objectivity towards his own thought process, feeling, and emotions. When objectivity is there, the clutter in the mind is less. Okay. So that's how the perception happens. So I would say the first experience of Jnani when he sees something is a nameless experience, which we call, it's like a child looking at somebody, because child has no name and form coming into it, just something comes into picture. So then the picture becomes self-sharper and becomes an individual. Whereas an ignorant person, for him very sharp picture is there. He's seeing a body and mind and thinking that is a person. For Jnani, it's not very clear that body and mind is not a person. He will not be able to go there also. For him, he'll get rapidly respond to some of the lower level realities. Understand? For that way, emotional reactions, very few rise in Jnani. Because he is looking at a bigger picture, coming to smaller picture. Bigger picture, the seeker and seer and seen are one reality. How can I get to be angry with myself? Right? That's how it works. So second thing works is, in any human being, there are two types of things happen: outer to inner and inner to outer. Right? So our body is the largest sense organ, body and sense organs. They sense something in the world. Immediately the sensation level, something happens, pleasant and unpleasant. The mind reacts to that. Then finally intellect will take a decision. Okay. Now, many times it doesn't even come to the intellect level at all. The lower level itself, decision is taken. Right? For example, a sports person. Sports person, when he plays, okay, tennis player, he has trained his body. Eyes are seeing the body, eyes are seeing the ball, and body moves. There's no mind also is coming to picture. The body moves and hits. The body and sense organs are programmed such that they'll act. Intellect is not okay. So, giving example of sports person like tennis player, eyes are functioning, the body also. The mind is not coming into picture at all. Emotions. Will I hit the ball? It won't come. No, I'm saying no. Intellect is not required. Instinct is required. Body is programmed. Body program is called instinct. Intellect, the moment intellect comes, he can't play. The ego comes into picture. Should I hit? What will happen if I miss? So I'm saying you are operating at the body program level. The body program is called instinct. Right? Okay. The example of instinct is like this. So they say, now you don't have to think. The body is already trained to. So I throw the catch and you will catch it. So sense organs are seeing it and your body is going there. It's called instinct. It's not even intellect. Right? So many of our programs are running at the body level. They are called instincts. Okay, for I say some food I see, taste buds will start operating. There are programs, body programs. Even it doesn't come to mind level also. Now mental programs are there. I like this, I don't like this. Okay, that's based on identity. I'm a man, I'm a woman, so much identities. Right? So now that will react. So somebody says something to you, the mind will react immediately based on the identity. It doesn't even come to the intellect level. And then something comes to mind is calm, something comes to the intellect level. What should I do about this situation? Now, intellect also there's identity. Intellect, there's ideas. Oh, I'm such and such a person. So then I'll ask you a question. For example, should you buy this plot land? Right? Now the body doesn't react. Body instinct will not come. Mind also comes into, doesn't come. Mind may say, I like this and that. The intellect will take a lot of time to decide how much money, where. Ego is coming to picture now. Decision making is involved. Understand? So intellect will have to decide. Logical plus and minus. Delay is there. Intellect, when it comes, the delay is there in decision making. The body is there very quick. Mind is slightly quicker. Intellect is slower because it has to take many factors. Correct? So this is from outside to inside. Suppose something happens to Jnani. Somebody comes and abuses or praises Jnani. So Jnani is able to, the mind is calm, the intellect is calm, mind and intellect identities are minimal. What is the identity? I am pure awareness, which means no identity, which is impersonal. In that sense, the local reactions are very less. Maybe some residual programs will be there. They'll operate. He is able to observe all this as a witness, then act on that depending on situation. The intellect is now not getting biased by identity. Identity is the ego. So Jnani may be able to take a decision very quickly, very fast, because the clutter of the intellect is not there. Many things are considered one time. It's like more like you can think that the human body mind intellect is like a machine, computer. Okay. So the computer is able to take a decision. It's no emotions there. So Jnani's mind is more like a computer, brain, body mind complex. It will be able to take decision. But identities are there, self-identity, ego, identity. These are like viruses. They'll make the slow down the decision-making process or confuse the decision-making process in case of ignorant person. Right? So when we do speak of spiritual practices, what we are doing in spiritual practices, there are various practices. When Vipassana, we keep on observing the body sensation, because whatever mental programs are, they'll start releasing, they'll start coming out on the body level. You'll start observing the sensation level. Suppose you react to that, the mental program gets strengthened because this is a reaction, closed loop. So if you don't react to that, the sensations will come, may stay for some time, then disappear. Then that particular program, part of the program gets dissolved in the mental program. Are you getting what I'm saying? So the body level is observation, dissolving the mental level programs, mind programs. Some very painful situation may come as a pain in the body. Okay, like that will happen. On the extreme, other extreme, Atma Dana, Atma Vichara as the intellect level. Intellect is the subtlest, the body is the grossest. Not normally intellect should be mastered, but these programs will not go there to make a decision making. Body program may work without intellect asking. For example, you are going in the road, suddenly a car is coming, you will jump in, you will not even ask your intellect what to do. Your mind will not come. I like or dislike. Understand? Intellect is not coming to picture. After that, you will say, oh, what did I do? Body has taken a decision. Right? That happens in many cases when an accident happens. Okay? When an accident happens, somebody is going on a bike, he's hit and he has fallen. He doesn't feel the pain first at all. Pain he doesn't feel. He'll get up, nothing has happened. Then he sees, oh, now pain starts. There's a gap. Okay, then it's come to mind level. Then he'll get panicky, intellect level or mind level. Okay, because intellect is not working. Intellect is getting confused by the signal. There's a panic sets. Mind and intellect will start working in a loop. Right? So in case of Jnani, what happens for him? In case of Atma Vichara, you are looking at the idea level. Atma Jnana is at the idea level, subtlest level. There you are trying to find the identity and dissolve that identity as Brahman. Identity is a individuality. That individuality is trying to dissolve into pure awareness, Brahman. So more and more that identity gets dissolved, more and more intellect will become very clear, clutter-free. Okay. Now whether lower level programs are dissolved or not doesn't matter. Lower level program, the Jnani has worked in his life, proper Karma Yoga and Bhakti Yoga, the lower level program also have got dissolved by a large extent. So now, because there's no clutter there, the mind and intellect will work very sharply. That's called intuition. Jnani be able to come to a quick decision, with other people take a lot of times. Intuition will work. This is how it happens in case of a Jnani. So to summarize, the perception in case of Jnani is the background first, unmanifest first. Then it's like a background, then manifest, then a body. For him, he is able to look at the total picture when he interacts. Now, in that interaction for Jnani, if he has gone into what you call it, there's a Brahmavid, Brahmavara, Brahmavarenya, Brahmavarishta, 4 stages. Okay. Brahmavarenya stage is called Padartha Abhavani. Padartha Abhavani means the objects are not there. Objects immediately don't trigger a name and form reaction in the mind. The memory link to senses is, if I see something, immediately I'll strike to me, is glass. This is banana, right? The form triggers a name. Okay. So in case of Jnani, but form is, instead of before he sees the form, he is experiencing formless.
Initially, it's not looking at the object, but slowly the object comes into this consciousness.
When I say slowly, it's all rapidly happens.
The first sentence you are saying is there are no objects for, no, it's not that.
No, I'm saying, listen
initially.
Carefully. No. I'm speaking of Brahmavid, Brahmavara, Brahmavarenya, Brahmavarishta. There are different experiences. Now, Brahmavarenya stage, I'm saying. So in Brahmavarenya stage, Padartha Abhavani is called Padartha Abhavani.
Abhavani means?
Abhava means objects are not there.
Not there, or?
I mean, objects may be there for you. For him,
Then why are you saying that immediately he is not seeing, which means that later he is seeing?
Wait a minute. Objects are not there. In a sense, the differentiations will not take predominance in perception.
Perception is there of object.
Perception is there. It's like a picture. Okay.
So there are two aspects we are talking from the intellect point of view, from the eyes perception.
No, I'll give you.
Point of view, there are no
I'll give you. What happened to a child which is not, ego is not developed? What happens in?
It is a form, but there is no name.
There's no naming.
No name, no feeling.
The no naming will immediately, no naming will happen quickly.
Yeah, no naming is there, but the form is there.
No, the form is there, is your you. The child has no concept of form also. It just the experience is there. This is not
experience of something should be there. No?
I'm saying experience of nameless experience is there.
Nameless, formless, you are not saying.
Nameless experience is there. Okay, the naming splits the experience into many.
See, object doesn't mean only name, it means form and name, right?
I'm saying,
is the form appearing for a Jnani or not?
No, form appears, but that form is not differentiated into objects. It's a picture appears.
So picture appears.
Right?
He is not able to name it.
No, he is able to name it if it's required. The naming doesn't take quickly immediately. The naming is, for example, okay, this is a bottle, I am here. I am separate from the bottle. That's the naming, split.
That is duality.
Duality. So the self, me as the object, me as a separate entity is dissolving. So he sees there's an experience, but the experience separation is not happening initially. But for functional purpose, separation is experience is required. This is a bottle, I am here, that is required. That will come next. But that doesn't come automatically, not as a first reaction.
And what experience is happening?
That's a non-dual experience. So that's why in Brahma Varishta stage, Brahma Varishta doesn't see anything other than Brahman. Seeing, hearing, touching, smelling, tasting, everything is Brahman.
You don't mean at the perception level, at the intellect level, he's seeing only Brahman. From intellect point of view.
No, when the unit goes to intellect and it will start dissolving its lower level identities also very drastically.
Okay, identities, but still, what about the eyes?
No, the best way you can say is explaining the child looks at the world.
What child?
See, child looks at the world. I mean, you are also child now. So there's no naming. There's a nameless experience is there. That's at the Brahma Varishta stage. And then the nameless experience is Brahman. He will not even think I am Brahman. Even I am Brahman thought is not there.
Yeah, that is also
The duality dissolved. So for him, what he sees, what he hears, what he touches is Brahman. So that will overtake other lower level realities.
that will override.
Override. So basically, entire spiritual,
Other identities are dissolved. Dissolved completely.
they are dissolved or they come under pure intellect. So in a way of saying it, Jnani's view of the world is from inside to outside, whereas ignorant person's view is outside to inside,
Jnani is from the highest to
higher to lower. He looks at the bigger picture first and then looks at a smaller picture. Whereas ignorant person looks from a smaller picture and he doesn't even get a bigger picture. So there are reactions. For example, Jnani is able to observe body is also object for him. So in the body, sensations, feelings, emotions, thoughts, ideas, everything is able to observe at a very subtle level. Even before they become gross, he is able to observe. Like if you say a sensation in the body is a seed. Okay, emotion, mind, in the mind it becomes emotion. It's a plant. Okay, then it becomes a tree. Anger, fear, anxiety outside. So if Jnani sees the sensation level, from that level, it doesn't grow into next thing. He ignores it at that level. Attention, awareness has gone to that. Awareness is there. So the dissolution of the identities at the mind level, intellect level happens. Have I given the answer to your question? So a Brahmavid level, Brahmavid, Brahmavara, Brahmavarenya, Brahmavarish level. Brahmavid level is the knower of Brahman. Okay. For him is very clear, I am Brahman, because to understand I am Brahman, everything has to become object. Body has to become object, mind has to become object, intellect has to become, ideas have to become object. Then you will be Brahman, because all objects are not me. Then what remains is pure me, which cannot be found out. So he has realized he is Brahman, and the realization happens in the intellect level only. The intellect is getting clear now. Intellect identities are dissolving. So now he has realized he is Brahman, because everything else has become object. This happens in a pure silence. So then he comes back and works in the world. His prarabdha karma is there. His body, mind, and the intellect programs may be still working. Some of them will act on that. He may get emotional, he may get angry a little bit, but they'll come back immediately. Right? But he knows he is Brahman and he's working in the world. And for him, the world is more like a dream. So he's a dream stage. Okay. So then he comes to Asamasakti stage, Brahmavid Vara. In Asamasakti stage, in Brahmavid, there may be some desires and something I want. See, still some programs may be there. But basic program called I am the body, mind, and intellect is gone. There are objects. Okay. Now they have not become pure mithya. Pure mithya nature is understood very clearly. But when he's operating, he's thinking, he has understood that it's a dream-like situation. Like you are actually in a what you call as a movie, 3D movie. He knows it's a 3D movie, right? So that way he's able to enjoy it and do some interact also, play some games also. Whereas Adnani, the world is not a movie for him. The world is a reality show. So for Brahmavid, the world, when he interacts with the world, it's like a movie, or what do you call as it's a movie. It's not real. He may be still doing something, acting something, and based on everything is maybe some little bit of vasanas are there, little bit of loka vasanas are there. Brahma, or he'll try to do something for loka vasana. So as further programs dissolve in the mind and intellect level, right? What you call as asamasakti or discipline. Asamasakti means nothing in the world can give happiness, because self is happiness. He is more and more realizing that blissful nature of self. Blissful nature of self is reflecting in the mind. Right? So then there's no interest in the object of the world. Asamasakti. Further, what will happen? Padartha abhavani. Objects are not there. Objects are not real. Mithya nature is very, very clearly understood. Earlier in sadhana, mithya nature is understood through discrimination. This is mithya, this is mithya. But this mithya is not really. Clarity has come through understanding. But mithya nature of the objects is perceived very clearly in padartha abhavani. Because all programs, vasanas are reducing.
So the mithya which started at intellect has now come to the sense organs also.
At the mind level. How it happens is, I have told you, his view is from inside, outside view will happen. So inside, the bigger picture will appear first, then the smaller picture comes. In that sense, the object is appearing like a wave. I'm able to see water, ocean, a wave rises. And it's very clear that wave is mithya. So padartha abhavani, he comes to picture. Then he comes to turyaga. In turyaga stage or turyatita, whatever he sees, whatever he touches, whatever he feels, whatever he experiences, Brahman only for him. Okay, when Brahman, please understand what is the meaning of that. Brahman has no name, no form, no touch, no smell, no taste. Right? Okay. So you can give a name to something which has name, touch, smell, taste, and form. Others you cannot give name. It's nameless experience. So for him, the nameless experience becomes predominant. He sees an object, but memory doesn't immediately trigger a name.
He sees means seeing is there, no?
I'm saying the sense perception should
Ah,
trigger.
sense
Sense
perception.
perception is there.
Only memory part is not working there.
No, memory part is also there.
I'm touching this. Okay, I am not able to initially recognize this as mobile. But I'm touching. So touching is there, seeing is
No,
there.
all sense inputs are there properly. The sense inputs getting converted, name is not there.
Only name is missing. Memory is not working.
No, memory is working. If required, it will work. It doesn't work. It works based on a situation, function.
What happens is when people hear this, they get confused that, oh, he cannot see also.
No, no.
He cannot feel also.
No.
That's what is,
His sense organs and mind are working properly. Okay. But unnecessary thought process is stopped because the naming, it doesn't happen immediately.
And continuously you're saying that he cannot see, he cannot touch.
No.
So
I'm not saying he cannot see.
that something
He cannot
happens.
see me. He sees everything. I'm saying he gets through a nameless experience. The naming is not experience, getting broken. It's a non-dual experience with the eyes open.
Psychological memory is totally gone. Now
Psych-
informational memory is also going.
No, information memory doesn't go. Information memory available to use. Information memory goes is more like any of these diseases now, what I call dementia or Alzheimer, like that. It's not like that. Information memory is intact, but
Name comes from memory. Guruji.
I'm saying that will be
That's
used.
why I said the memory.
Memory is not lost, deleted.
Ah.
Memory is used when required, and that used when required is depends on situation.
So in the sequential order, what's happening is, for me, first memory comes.
I'll give you the example.
last memory
I'll
comes.
give the example. Okay, there are 100 books here.
Yeah.
Okay, they're all information.
Hmm.
Okay, I don't read those books. Right? When something is required, I'll know exactly which book to pick up, read the sloka, and teach you. Memory is accessed selectively rather than randomly and continuously.
So it starts with nameless experience. Then you will, if you want, you will use the memory for that experience.
If you want, no, there's no you. If the situation
Demands.
is such that
You have to use the memory.
memory, it will be used. That's called Brahmavarishta stage. For example, Ramana Maharshi used to sit, right? Some people come and do Namaskara, Ramana Maharshi ji. He'll respond because Ramana Maharshi is the name given to that body. That memory is there. He'll respond. Then Ramana Maharshi will get up in the morning and read newspaper. Okay. Then he'll go to the garden and do something. And if he wants to sit silently, he'll sit. No memory is accessed now. If memory accessed, only thought will come. No. This is Brahmavarishta stage. So, any other questions are there? Is it clear or not clear? Isn't it? You're smiling. This is what I understand, okay? And I'll put a disclaimer. What I understand, I'm teaching. It may not be perfect truth, but this is my understanding.